everyone, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. Today I'm going to be using all products that need more love in my collection, and I want to talk a little bit about some fun, nostalgic, luxury Chanel stuff, because that's the kind of mood I'm in. And if you're interested in seeing makeup look that I come up with kind of inspired by that, please keep watching. So I just wanted to do this kind of little happy peppy video. Just wanted to have a little bit of a fantasy run through of the Chanel Cruise collection, because it is giving me all the 1980s cartoon feels, and I just wanted to acknowledge that and celebrate it a little bit. And also the ridiculousness of it. I'm not planning on buying any of this stuff. This is way out of my price range, but let's just admire and celebrate the inspiration. So I have my little side pony today, and I am wearing my glittery penguin sweatshirt with a little off the shoulder, super 80s inspired, and I'm going to use some of my Guerlain products and just some easy makeup. I have already done skincare, sunscreen, brows, eye primer, and this time I have also done foundation first. I'll do concealer later, but face is just feeling a little bit red and uneven, so I just wanted to deal with that off camera. And we are going to be using all three of my Guerlain special edition, including Glittery Tiger, Summer Jean, and Red Vanda. I'm going to start off by going into Glittery Tiger and going into the matte purple shade. So Cruise 2324 at Chanel is all about doubling down on the Barbie and doubling down on the 80s inspiration. This should not be a surprise. There were hints of this in the Coco Neige collection, where they did the star sweatshirts and all that. And as we all know, it wasn't a collaboration, but they did do quite a few of the costumes and inspiration for the Barbie movie. The style was heavily influenced by Chanel. I still haven't seen the Barbie movie, and I'm looking forward to when I get a chance to do that. But yeah, they are some heavy 1980s influences from the Barbie sort of, I don't know if it was considered a renaissance in the 80s, but Barbie was definitely flourishing in the 80s. I was a kid in the 80s. I had like 30 Barbies. I never got any of those like $120 Bob Mackie Barbies, because that was like the pinnacle Barbie at the time. I'm sure a fancy Barbie now is like $1,000, but back then $120 for a Barbie was like, are you out of your mind? Just stare at it in the JCPenney Christmas catalog. And that's what you did. You just stared at it in the JCPenney Christmas catalog. This tiny little pictures, like that was all you had. I mean, I had a lot of Barbies. Some were garage sale Barbies. Some were actually the full package Barbies that I didn't get a Barbie every Christmas or birthday, but I did get one occasionally. And I had Day to Night Barbie, which was my favorite Barbie back in the day. And if you don't know Day to Night Barbie, Margot Robbie did dress up as Day to Night Barbie at one of the premieres. I don't know which one it was, but it's the one where she's wearing the big wide brim hat and the pink velvet with the lapels and the skirt, and she was holding the like Judith Lieber giant 1980s cell phone, portable phone. That was Day to Night Barbie. And there is a look in Cruise that is straight up homage to that look. It is look number 19, and it is straight up super Day to Night Barbie inspired. It's so much fun. And this collection really just has my heart, because as silly and colorful and 1980s as it is, it just hits all the nostalgia feels for me. And I also think there are some really elegant looks in this collection. I think you can sort of, to me, it's not a super cohesive collection. Like, I get where most of it is coming from, but I think there are some really elegant looks in there, mixed in with some, of course, really kitschy 1980s throwbacks. And of course, we need to talk about the bags and all the jewelry and stuff. I just want to pick out some looks that I just wanted to shout out. I am straight up inspired by look number 28, which is ostensibly a dress. It's really just an oversized sweatshirt and leg warmers and high tops and that ridiculously sized tote bag. I love that. Like, that is my inspiration for the day, for the year, for like forever. I love it so much. Also, I really, really love Look 30 because blue, of course. Blue is my color. This is a beautiful light blue, like satin jacket and pants. Like, of course, I could do without the leg warmers. They go, but and they are quintessentially 1980s Barbie colors. Absolutely. I love the construction of the jacket. I love the cut. You really need to see this collection in motion to really get the full impact of it, because as kitschy and as throwbacky as it is, there are some beautiful textures. There's some beautiful detail in this that you really only see as it's walking down the runway. You really need to go look at the videos if you're interested in this collection. It's really lovely. I also just specifically wanted to call out Look 55. This is a beautiful tribute, in my opinion. This is a beautiful tribute to Grace Jones and the height of her popularity in the 80s, with the hood going on, the gold lame, the sequin pants, just everything about it is just overdone but elegant. Like, I think this is a really elegant look. It's just such a beautiful silhouette, and it just makes me think of Grace Jones' View to a Kill. Like, I don't know if that hood is connected to the cardigan or to the shirt, but whatever way it is, everything about that look is completely gorgeous, and I love it so much. Now I'm going to go into Summer Jean, and I'm going to go into the light lavender shade right here. Just go all over the lid with that. Not going for really a complicated look today, but I am going for colorful. I figured the two purples in my quads would go beautifully together, and it looks like they do. And as we all know, there's been a ton of purple this year in the luxury world, like the Chanel purple pastel collection that they did for spring, and just a lot of purples and pinks. Of course, pink, fuchsia pink for Barbie, because it has been the year of Barbie, but we've been doing a very, very retro 80s and 90s. I would say it's more like mid 80s, early 90s, which was kind of the time when I was like a child and a tween. Those are the times that I remember best. There's a lot of nostalgia for the early 2000s right now, which I don't necessarily like. That was not the greatest time in my life, so I don't necessarily have much nostalgia for that, but I get it. It's coming around again. Every 20 years these things pop up, and I'm just on a different timeline from all the youngs. I've said this before. As a child of the 80s, I had my childhood sold to me through every channel imaginable, mostly TV. I've had it sold back to me a couple of times now. Like I said, nostalgia is like on a 20-year cycle, so I've been through this a couple times. Yeah, speaking of purple, some of the elegant looks in this collection, there are some beautiful tweed style embroidered, just like, oh, this look right here. I can't even. Look at number 40. Just, I could do without the leggings. Those leggings are just not for me, but that whole color theme right there, this is again one of those ones that you need to see in motion. But that pattern on the jacket and the skirt is amazing. Obviously there's glitter all over the place. I don't really need the glitter, but the pattern on that is just truly a work of art. Like, the jewelry is amazing. I could do without the glasses, and I think she's got those light up heels on. I don't know what's going on with those light up heels. And then there's another one. Let's see, this jacket here, which is kind of the same theme, kind of the same material, except when you see it in the light, when you see it move, it's glittery. It's this beautiful coat. Everything about this look, again, the jewelry, the enamel jewelry, oh my gosh, the sandals, the bag, like the hair. The hair is not for sale, but I wish it was. That is look number 67. Just stunning glamour, and all it is a coat. Like, it's just a coat. So sophisticated, so Chanel. Going back to the purples, the deep velvety. I don't know if this is velvet. It looks velvet, but it's kind of a mixed materials kind of composition, but it's just, oh my gosh, this is Madonna 1989. This is like a prayer Madonna with that big cross. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. and this is look number 47. And yeah, this is very much crossing into like late 80s sort of goth, early 90s sort of goth. I don't know, really, maybe I'm mixing up my references. It is also a very classic Chanel with the cross, the crozier, I think it is has always been a theme. That is a stunning suit of clothes. I wanted to point out like 3 or 4 just elegant looks in this collection. It's not all about sunset colors. There are some stunningly amazing, just really seductive looks in this collection. I think there's 70 plus looks in this collection, so Chanel just really brought it. I'm gonna go into, I don't know what I want to do with this. I think I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for this sparkly gold shade. I'm just gonna go for it. I think if you wanted to, you could also go into one of the Byzance quads from Chanel and grab one of those duochromes, either the green or the blue. A little less sparkly, but they would just go with this look so beautifully. Either the green or the blue would be amazing on the inner corner with this look, and maybe just a little bit more cool tone, maybe a little bit more 80s, but I decided to go all Guerlain with this like bright yellow star. And I think this actually goes with, you know, the stuff that I'm referencing right now. And you can see it in the bags. Like, let's talk about the bags, okay? Because there's high shine metallics in this collection, and we need to talk about that. They are gorgeous. So first of all, I'm not a big fan of the 22, but I love this small white 22 with the iridescent hardware. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That hardware is amazing with that white. And then there's just like the star bags. I know some people have really big issues with the star bags. They think they're trying to be like the heart bags, and maybe they are, but this is vintage Rainbow Bright to me. All of the star handbags are just screaming Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealer. This is the little Funko Pop of Rainbow Bright. If you're not familiar, this is my childhood right here. This is Rainbow Bright. So the flat bags that also have the little stars attached to them, the little coin purses, just reminds me of, you've got Rainbow Bright and then you've got her Sprite Twink. That is what those bags are to me. Even the black one is just screaming murky. If you don't know who murky is, just look it up. And the Dovilles, those are stunning. The ombre with the blue to the purple. I know there's like a pink to a purple. There's some other, oh, they're stunning, and I think they're full leather. I prefer a cloth Deauville. If I ever get one, I think I want the medium, but this blue one, I just, stunning, perfection, everything. Ugh. And then you have, of course, the little 1980s or maybe late 70s van with the little surfboard on it. Of course, this theme was very LA themed, so there's rainbow, heart, stars everywhere. This little Minaudier is just, I love it. I love it so much. It's so impractical, it's so dumb, but it is so cute and so 80s. We need to talk about some of these metallics. I'm pulling out the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Total Midnight. Yes, I did get my nails done, by the way. These are fake nails. This is the first time I've ever had fake nails like this, and I kind of like them. They're very sturdy, and I don't have to worry about breaking them like I usually do with my regular nails. And they're very like, they're almond shaped, but it's a very fall themed color, I think. And they're very long, and I like to scare people. So let's talk about some of these iridescent bags. I talked last week about finding my dream 2.55, and with the Cruise collection there are some really beautiful iridescent, well, we already looked at the 22 iridescent hardware, but there are some beautiful like iridescent leathers, some pearly leathers in the seasonal bags. So this one, oh gosh, this pearly satin, it's leather, but it is like almost like a satin sheen, bright blue, almost not quite the same color as that sporty suit that I mentioned before. It's very close though. Pretty much the same shape of bag that I have from Métier d'Arts. My very first Chanel bag. I keep saying that. I know I'm not going to shut up about it. I spent money on it. I want people to know I have it. The difference is that it has more of a flap, more of a classic flap style flap on it. I love a top handle bag. I love the chain. I love the bright gold hardware. It's kind of like a white gold almost. This eye look is not super crisp today, mostly because I'm just all over the place. It's really late in the day. I just got off of a week of vacation. I know, so rough. I do have to go back to work next week, but it's not for very long. I do have time off for the holidays, so. But I'm just like trying to get back into work mode, and but also hang on to some of the weekend time as I have it. I haven't really just taken a day to just lounge like I really should. So that's kind of today. Yeah, once again, all over the place. Oh my gosh, this evening bag. The light blue colors in this collection are stunning. They have an evening bag. They have sort of the disco ball theme. They do it in a black with these metallic like sequin like things, and they have one in blue. And it's kind of like this optical illusion disco ball thing, and silver hardware, light blue leather. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And then they have this like one, it's a bright blue, it's like a cobalt blue phone holder with just a simple flap, but the chain and the metallic CC on it are ombre. Ombre, deep cobalt to silver. This is goals for cruise. Like that is, if I had not spent money on the Métier d'Art one, I would be texting someone at Chanel about how to get this phone holder. That is a stunningly, like, I love the seasonal pieces. I know a lot of people want to go with classic. I love seasonal pieces. I want something that's a little bit different from what everybody else has. I understand classic pieces and I agree with classic pieces, but when I look at collections like this, it is the ones that are really unique, just so stunning. I'm sure it fits just the phone and that's it, and like 2 cards, but that, I can't even, I have no words. The hardware in this collection. And then you have this iridescent clutch. This like diamond iridescent clutch with, oh my gosh, it is. And I love the shape. It's kind of like the hobo bag, but a little bit like miniaturized. The iridescent leather in this collection, I can't. It's just, and I'm not really a bag person, like, but these are stunning. Like, oh gosh. None of the shoes in this collection really knocked my socks off. I guess that's an apt whatever. But I do want to give a shout out to those bright turquoise green ballet flats. We all know I love a ballet flat, and these ones are just perfectly sea green turquoise 1980s beautifulness. Like, shout out to those. I think they have a gros grain toe on them. Beautiful. And then shout out to the lemon yellow espadrilles. Also beautiful. They look like a birthday cake with sprinkles. Totally loving that. My 8-year-old self would have loved the funfettiness of those. Beautiful, beautiful espadrilles. And then just to shout out the disco ball heels. The disco ball heels with the light up heels. Light up heels. It's disco ball and light up heels. How much more 80s do we need to get? They're awesome. They're awesome. And there are some really stunning like costume jewelry pieces, just giving me all the rainbow bright. And don't forget Gem. Like Gem, she was a competitor to Barbie, unsuccessful competitor to Barbie in the end, but let's not leave her out of this equation. Like she's showcased in here too, with the jewelry, the stars, the metallic pink. All of that is very, very Gem. And if you don't know Gem, look her up. She's amazing. But she is truly outrageous, and a lot of this collection is the same. Well, the Grace Jones look that I kind of pointed out, the jewelry with that collection, those hoop earrings and that that beautiful cuff with the kind of like off-center CC, all gold. Everything about that is not only Grace Jones, but it is Gem in the Holograms, straight up. While still maintaining like its Chanelness. It's amazing. Shout out to Color Forms, if you remember Color Forms. There's some brooches, like some cars and some roller skates. Roller skates are all over this collection. Not really anything that I would ever pick up, but shout out for giving me the feels on doing Color Forms back in the day. And then the rainbow jewelry is, there's a rainbow CC, the rainbow crystals. Those rainbow crystals are everything I would have loved when I was 9 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old. You know, when you would go to one of those little machines and you put the quarter in, because back then it was just a quarter, you put the quarter in and you get the little plastic egg, and then you get some like colored rhinestone jewelry. Like, this is what that is. Like, and I'm not saying that to denigrate this. It doesn't look cheap at all. It's Chanel. It doesn't look cheap, but that is all the feels that it is giving me. The necklace with the shoe, the gold shoe with the little black laces, the chain detail, and the CC. Look at this. What is this? That is ridiculous, and I love it. I love it so much. It's multicolor rainbow one, and then there's one that's more like green and blue and turquoise. Both of those, I would just layer them, and again, that is just like 9-year-old me in an oversized sweater and leggings, or my age me in an oversized sweater and leggings. I would wear those today. They're stunning. I'm not paying $2,000 for that, which is what the one that I'm looking at right now is, but I kind of want it. And then again, with the vending machine jewelry, this one here with the different colors CCs and the chain, the gold chain, like this is just like where you found it in the aisle going up to the cashier, or it came in like the set with your Barbie, so you could have the same jewelry as Barbie did. This collection, I just really wanted to celebrate it, shout it out, shout out the ridiculousness, shout out the beautiful elegance of it. Chanel Cruise, Coco Neige, these collections like this, they're just super fun. I didn't do one on the fall collection because there's just too much in the fall collection. Like, they come and go so fast, but like these like kind of special collections like Cruise and the Coco Neige and Métier des Arts, which isn't cute, like that was just a straight up beautiful crafted collection. There's just some really great stuff in there that isn't permanent collection. It's seasonal, but it's so beautiful. And it's so fun. Like, I love when Chanel just doubles down and has fun. Like, they could have let like Moschino or somebody do like a parody, cartoony version of Chanel, but they just decided, no, why don't we just do that? We'll do that for ourselves. I'd really love to know what you think about this collection. Again, I get that a lot of it is very childish. And I pointed that out again in the Coco Neige collection with a lot of the star prints in that collection. But the thing is I was a child back then. Like, I understand what this collection and where this collection is coming from. So that doesn't necessarily bother me as much as like the sweaters and the Coco Neige one. I don't really want a gold star bag, but I understand the inspiration. I understand the time that it's coming from, and I just really can appreciate it, and I just love to look at it. I get that some people just think it's like dumb or it's for kids. First of all, if you think Chanel is for teenagers, you have not looked at the prices of these things lately. These clothes, look at these clothes. These clothes are not clothes that a teen would wear. They're not. They're clothes that appeal to the nostalgia in weirdos like me from the 80s. Older women love the suits. Really rich women love colors and, you know, being flamingos and all that. Sometimes I just want to celebrate the silliness that is fashion, the elegance that is fashion, the luxury that is fashion, the dream, the fantasy that is fashion. Those are just my opinions. I could be totally off base. Please let me know. I'm going into my beloved spring blush, the Fantaisie de Chanel from Spring. You can see it is well loved. Using a blush brush that really needs to be cleaned. Again, I need to clean my brushes. Maybe that's something I can do today, just to like clean my brushes, do some laundry, and just feel like some things are settled before the holidays. I do need to get out for a walk also, but I figured fuchsia pink Barbie cheeks would be perfect for this look. Purple, gold, and pink are our themes for today. So let's just go for it. Do you ever just lose stuff? I swear I thought my brush was here, and now I don't see it anywhere. Things just disappear. Getting down there with my Hourglass powder. But anyway, as usual, I'm late to this cultural Barbie moment, but I am living for it because of its 80s connections. Let me know what you think about the Barbiness, the 80s-ness of it all, in Cassie Thorpe's words. The 80s was not a perfectly happy time for a lot of people. I was a child. What's your excuse? Just being a child, eating cereal and watching cartoons, basically. And matching sweatsuits, matching cardigan and sweatpants, definitely. And let me know what you think about this look. This is the finished look. I do need to wash my hands, but it's pretty much finished. And here's the finished look, guys. So let me know what you think. I'm so excited to talk about these kinds of collections. They're just fun videos for me. I am full of holiday cheer and I hope that you do have a good holiday if you celebrate. This will go up on Tuesday as per usual, so my next video will be after the holiday. Again, if you celebrate, if you don't, I hope you just have some time off to relax and enjoy the last of fall. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome, and all of them be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next one, guys.